Continue. All right. Now, question 11. Question 11. Explain the term integration as it related to project management. Explain the term integration in the project management. So what do you think about integration? And then you have described the major roles and responsibility of the project manager, PM, during project planning and execution. So just now we mentioned the 5 phases of the project management. Now explain your understanding in integration in a project management. What do you think? What do you understand about integration? Can you explain in your own words? What do you think about integration? What do you think? What do you understand about the word integration? What do you mean by integrate? So that is synergize. That is synergize. Yeah. Okay. You still use back the word integrate, but what is the integrate means to you? Combining. When you combine, what happened between A and B? And not merging. Okay. The keyword is interrelated or interrelate. Right? Means the components, project components and project components and processes. Right? There are two. Project component and planning processes. There are two keywords. Project component and planning processes, they are interrelated. It means integration. Means they have a relationship between them, interrelated. Not merge. Merge is you mix the two things together. They're not mixed, but they are interrelated. Okay, projects component, planning process, they are interrelated in project management. It means integration means. And then as a project manager, what is the roles and responsibility that related to the integration process? Just now we mentioned two component and the process. So you as a project manager, how do you make sure there is a relationship between these two? Bridge. Okay, how you bridge? You communicate, right? Okay. Beside communicate, you coordinate, right? Okay. So to the relationship between project component and the process, you coordinate as a project manager. You coordinate, and then you integrate project activities across organization boundaries. It means you just use back the coordinate words and elaborate based on the project management. Okay. I mean the word, the roles and responsibility here. The interrelate is a definition here. There are two component here. One is ask you to explain. So this one, integration, means you mention the word interrelationship or interrelated between the two component. One is the project components and planning processes. You link component and processes. Okay, or you can use the word link also lah. Yes, project component and planning processes, they are interrelated, or there's a link, the linkage between, or you link project component and planning processes. Means you pull the relationship between these two. And then you as a project manager, how you pull these two components, you coordinate. You coordinate. And then how you coordinate, the elaborate on the coordinate is that in the projects, actually you need to make sure that the functional unit, they actually communicate with each other. You as a project manager, you ensure the functional units communicate effectively. Okay. Ensure the functional units communicate effectively. Okay. If not, it become island already, like the previous question. Okay. Because the functional unit, they hold the resources. So you make sure that functional unit, they communicate and they're willing to share the resources. Okay. All right. I think I will jump question. Right. The rest you have the question, so you go and find out the question. The answer. This 11. Okay. Define topical roles of a functional manager. Describe at least 3 challenges as a functional manager that may encounter in the organization that engage in the management or multiple projects. He's on a functional manager. What do you think if you are a functional manager? What do you do? Resources and technical expertise. You control these two resources. It can be hardware and all this. So technical expertise is your talent, is your engineers and all this. Okay. So functional manager, you provide resources and technical expertise. This is the main job. So what are the challenges? You just read lah. What are the challenges is that keyword is different priorities. Different priorities among project managers and projects. So maybe you are the department head of the engineer division, but you need to face a lots of project. So you need to handle project manager. You as a functional manager, right? So the keyword is different priorities, right? And also different demand of project managers, different project managers. And then you as a function managers, now you manage two things, right? Resources and talent, right? So one of the challenges is that because the first one is you define what is functional manager, then you elaborate on this one. So what are the challenges of as a functional manager? You have limited resources, not enough resource. That is your challenges, right? And then you as a functional manager, let's say you are the production manager. You are the production manager, and the project manager come and tell you, hey, you have to complete this one in 2 weeks. So what is this statement, this conversation? You can elaborate. Deadline. So scheduling. So the more proper answer is unreasonable time frame. This is the challenges you have between the project manager and the functional manager. Okay, in reasonable time frame. And also internal politics. This one is another point. Okay. Internal politics. So internal politics also is one of the challenges. So sometimes, especially those traditional company, family-owned company, then you have all these internal politics. Okay. Number 13, how can a project manager ensure he or she establish and maintain an effective relationship with the project sponsor and executive? This is more on a sponsor and executive. Of course, in our module, we don't stress a lot on the sponsor and executive, but this question also open your minds on that one. So how can you establish a good relationship with the project sponsor and executive? Project executive is those general manager, your CEO. Sponsor is those that give you money lah. Give you money, give you resources. Okay, how you maintain? How you maintain? Communication on what? Report. Still back to the projects management definition. You establish expectation at the start of the projects. You tell, because they are sponsor, they give you money one, so you have to establish the expectation. The keyword is expectation. You tell what you need first. You imagine you're a sponsor, you should also want to know what is the resources you need, right? Then only you pump in the money or give the resources. Okay, yes, the first one. And information you can elaborate, like the planning processes, how you conduct the project, the methodology, clear objective, and all this. Okay. The keyword is expectation. And then communication, right? You communicate with all the information. Okay, you can add in maybe transparency also can. Okay, but the keyword is you establish clear expectation and also communication, right? Communication, clear communication about the projects. Okay. 14. Okay, 14 is a interactive question. Okay. Okay, number 14. This one is just a brainstorm, and you have a cause and effect. Although all projects are unique, there are many common issues that are experienced by the project manager and teams. Refer to the list of cause and effect. Match two causes, only two, to each effect and explain why they were chosen. Okay, so question 14 is an open-ended question, and it's there's no right or wrong in this question because it gives you the cause A until O. You'll face this one if you are the project manager, all the problems, all the reason why it happened. Then in the table here, you see there's a few table. I think there's 1 until 6 you have. So the first one, effect. What effect you see? Late completion of activities. So causes here, you choose from here. Right? Causes here, you choose. Late contribute to the late activities, you choose from here. Again, there's no right or wrong answer. Yeah. So again, there's no right or wrong answer for question 14. Because it's want you to think. You just prepare your mind to think. What can you see in the industry? First, late completion and causes already give you already. You choose here. Any one of these will contribute to the effect that you see 1 to 8, 1 to 6. It will happen. Okay, it will make sense. But this one you explain. This one is your creativity. Anything that you need, or you may ask, a Dr. Ang, how do I write explanation? You elaborate the causes. For example, late completion activity, let's say I just put A. I just pick A, B, and then I put here. Top management does not recognize the activity as a project. So explanation, the cause is because of top management don't recognize the activities and project. So top management, what does the top management do? What the role of the top management? They give what? Empower, or they give power and authority to the project manager. So the explanation is what? Why late? Because the organization chart is unclear, or the authority and responsibility is unclear. Okay, number 2, let's say I put this one, the causes number 2 for late completion activities. So you elaborate lah. Too many projects going on at the same time. So you elaborate lah. So You explain why project going at the same time, too many at the same time can cause late activities. You think of the resources. All right. So when you have a lot of things on the hand already, you have a limited time of work hours and all this. You elaborate. You elaborate. Okay. Again, for this question 14 is an open-ended question. There's no right or wrong. Don't repeat the same because it tell you don't repeat. Although the question don't say don't repeat, but there's A to O. I think it's sufficient for you to put in. Okay. The purpose is that you have some mental preparedness before you go into the industry. You know this is going to happen. Okay. Attendance, sign attendance. Abdullah Muin, your signature is not here. Sue also not here. And this is recorded. Okay. Oops. 15. Okay, I forget to put in the, but never mind, I give you the answer. Additional in the role of integrator and coordinator. So this is the project manager roles. You coordinate between the functional unit. So describe other roles that project manager can do. This one also you can see in the PowerPoint slides of our lecture. Other roles of a project manager. So it can be held accountable for successful completion of the projects. You also communicate with the project team, project sponsor, and executive committee. Because all the main responsibility is you communicate with the functional or line manager. But this is, beside that, this is your responsibilities. Other roles can be you do team building because you need to integrate the teams together. So you do team building, you solve conflict, you become a conflict manager, you become the coach sometimes. If you have a good expertise, you are the expert in that area. So you become the coach. Or license. This one is license means you coordinate means you coordinate As what? Try not to use a client. Why? Because some company project manager don't meet customer one. The sales team will go and meet customers. The sales team will go and talk, and then come pull the project back again, throw to the project manager. You do. Then the project manager deliver, then go back to the teams. Yeah. Look, if you put in customer, does it correct or not? To me, it's still correct Okay, because customer, you have internal customer and external customer. And if you put customer, because the thing is that it is outside the main roles. The main role of project manager is to coordinate with the functional managers. Okay. Okay. 16. Project manager often challenged to influence functional manager who may have multiple projects to deal with and may force to complete with other project manager at the same organization resources. Okay. Explain how the project manager can improve relationship with the functional manager, which is the main role of the project manager, and influence them to provide necessary resources. Hey, share your project, share your resources. Let me use your people to achieve project manager's objective. How? You as a project manager, how? Use, give some benefit. Drink coffee. Okay, this one also, this one, the answer is surrounding by one keyword. You maintain what is effective communication? What do you think about? You just elaborate on the effective communication. What do you think that you communicate well with other people? This is a communication skill. Easy time, like how you give easy time. You listening and understanding. You listening and understanding the priorities of the functional manager. Because here, it give you one scenario. The functional manager have multiple projects need to handle. So you need to communicate with the functional manager. But if you use the word communicate, you need to like elaborate a little bit how you communicate. You listen and understand the priorities of the functional manager. And what is the needs of the functional manager? For example, the work environment, issues that they have. Maybe the machine broke down already, because functional manager, they are the experts. They just focus on that line, that production line. So something might wrong inside there. So you try to understand what is that, what is the constraint they have. Maybe there's no budget in that particular flow, that particular production line. So you need to consider and understand also. Because who give the money is the executive. So if the manager don't have the resources, you need to become the conflict manager. You need to talk to the top management. Okay. Then once you solve that one, then you build a good relationship already. So next time the functional manager, he will give you priority once you help him. Okay. Okay, so question 15, something like that. Something like that. Okay, communication, listen. Okay. 16, 17. Okay, 17. Although the question is very long, but it just want you to say how you do. So this type of question will be in the section B or section C of the question in your test or final exam. Okay. Relationship between your project manager and project sponsor and executive. Now is a project manager and a sponsor. Critical factor and can mean the difference between project success and failure. Okay. What action can be taken by the PM to make sure that a strong and supportive relationship between project manager and project sponsor? Now, just now is project manager and the functional manager. Now it changed already. Project manager and the sponsor. How do you do? Continual reporting and what? Just now we answer one question about the transparency, and you set what? Expectation, right? So again, use back the word expectation. You link sponsor and expectation together, then you are very near to the correct answer. Okay, link always, if you see the sponsor word in your answer, you die also, you goreng a bit about the expectation. Use the word expectation, can't go wrong already. Okay, elaborate already, but don't put one word expectation there. It's too short also, we very hard to give you marks. Okay, so you establish expectation clearly and intentionally, but you don't need to use the word intentionally. We are looking for expectation. All right. So you see sponsor and executive, again, link to the keyword expectation. You communicate the expectation and so on. All right. 18, according to this one, projects. So this one you can see from the PowerPoint slides. A bit short for that. A bit short for that. So project is what? Is a temporary endeavor taken to create product services. But this one you use back the definition from the lecture slides. Okay, the lecture slide. This one is from the project management guidelines. Okay. You ask me, hey, Doctor, can I use this if this final exam asks me project definition? Can I use this one? Can. Okay. But it won't run a lot. The meaning still there lah. It's just that they change to other, for example, product services. Result this one is maybe is a customer requirement or customer scope. Just elaborate on that. Okay, all right. So 19. Three components of PMI. Oh, this one we do not cover, but it's good for you to know. This one I straight away give you answer. Talent triangular. If you look for the talent triangular, you will see this diagram. Old version, you have talent, project management, leadership, and strategy business management skill. You have these three. Talent triangular, you have technical, you have leadership, you have business management. This is the three very famous. If you go and take a project management test or certification, this is one of the major questions. They sure come up and ask you, what is the talent triangular? But I won't ask you in the final exam. I won't ask you. Okay, but it's just add-on information. You have this triangular in a talent management. So you have technical, leadership, and business. So latest one they already changed. They already update this triangular into technical. They rephrase it into ways of working. Strategic business skill they changed to business acumen, and the orange color leadership they changed to power skill. Power skill it still means leadership lah. They just change the keyword. Okay, 20. In any organization that accept or utilize a project management methodology, project manager is often face several obstacles that must be overcome to achieve desired performance and business benefit. Describe at least 3 of the obstacles and project targets to overcome. Abdullah, are you here? No. Okay. Okay. So this question asks you how you overcome, all right? Okay, you mentioned 3 obstacles, then how you overcome. So what are the obstacles you have? Okay. So you elaborate on these 3 points. One is your project is too complex or project complexity. Project complexity. So when you have a very complex projects, okay, we work on the point first. Complex one. Second one is changing requirements. Means your objective or requirement always changing. Not constantly lah, but when you like reach like 70% already, your customer say, I want to change this one. Right? So it's a changing requirement. It's one of the obstacles lah. One of the obstacles. For the this one is for the outcome here is achieve the desired performance and business benefit. So what can stop or what can affect performance and business benefit? So one is the project complexity and changing requirements. All right. So another one can be changing technologies, can be internal politics, and it can be gaps. This one. This one, organization gap. So how you solve it, you just give suggestion. Okay. So for example, project complexity, how you handle is that you have a detailed project scope statement. Right? You have a very detailed project scope statement. Changing requirement is that you use the word well-defined. You well-define the process. Okay, then another one is another keyword. Another obstacles here. This one text answer. organization structure, the org chart. Right? This is chapter 4. So the obstacle might because of the org chart or the organization structure. So how do you solve organization structure? You you develop a good working relationship with anyone in the organization structure. Right? The keyword is you develop a working relationship. Huh? Yeah, so that one is it can be fall under that one also can. That one is internal politics. There's internal politics. So how do you handle? You give suggestion. Okay. Now those question with the suggestion one is an open-ended question. As long as you give a reasonable answer, we will give you correct. As long as it's related lah. Okay. Changing technology. The changing technology is like sometimes the equipment, right? The equipment or changing technology. The most but sometimes like because of the ecosystem, the environment, you need to use a different approach to produce the parts or to produce the services. So yeah, what you do is the changing technologies. How do you overcome is that again you communicate with the sponsor and the executive team because you need to buy resources. Okay. Okay. Okay, there are three lah. There are three there. Okay, 21. Okay. 21, the project manager is responsible for coordinating and integrating activities across multiple and functional lines. The integration activity performed by project manager include. This is again back to the integration things. So what do you think? 21. Integration activity performed by the project manager. Okay. Again, this one I think not in our slides, but it's good to learn. Straight away give you answer. You integrate activity necessary to develop project plan, develop, execute, make changes. The keyword. So integration activity performed by project manager include integrate to what? There are three main objectives here. To develop project plan, to execute project plan, to make changes to the project plan. This explain why you need integration. Okay, you do integration between the function, the project components and processes. Just now we mentioned these two. So why or how you do is that you develop, you execute, and make changes. Okay, the last question for chapter 1. What is the ultimate roles of the project sponsor? What is the ultimate thing? Project funding. Objective. Objective is customer. Scheduling is project manager roles. Oh, you means they give okay, resources lah. Okay, you can elaborate based on this word this point Behind the screen assistant means they do not interrupt with the operation one. Anything lah, you can elaborate based on this one anything example you just throw lah. Anything as long as it do not touch You don't give a responsibility of PM, you don't give responsibility of functional manager, then you are okay. If this kind of question, it give you ask you the project sponsor roles, you don't put PM roles, you don't put functional manager role inside here. Okay, as anything outside there, anything that is behind the scene assistant, then you are okay. Any example lah? Okay. Okay. Wait. Just now we start 9:05, right? Wow, time passed very fast. Okay. I think we stop here lah. Okay, we stop here.